And then my boy come up in there, you know what I mean? He come in there like, yo, niggas got smooth with these kids down there type shit. Boom, boom, boom. Last night, niggas was boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Pulled out the jammy.
You got a moment when they see you down, just know they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Lucas. I got my guy Brandon Grindz in the building with me today. So why don't you tell the people where you're from, man?
Shit, I'm from Boston, Mass. You know what I mean? Dorchester to be exact. Dorchester area. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't go by boroughs, you know what I'm saying? We just go little towns and areas and shit like that. So we got Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, South End, Hyde Park, Jamaica Plain. 90s was a little different, you know what I mean? More gangs started hitting the streets, so it was like, wasn't really like no west side, no east side, it was just like block for block, you know what I mean? Like this neighborhood, this street, this clique, and this clique.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know, parties, basement parties, niggas start beefing, you know what I mean? Led to shootouts and shit like that, so it was real hectic in the 90s, growing up in the early 90s. This shit was hectic.
So what was your street? What was your neighborhood? I know you said Dorchester, but break that down a little more. I know it's not just like...
I was born on Edson Street, you know what I'm saying, off of Norfolk. So I grew up there with my bro, and that's around like the Norfolk Kings area. Norfolk Kings, they had the Kings hats, you know what I mean? So that's the way that shit. So I grew up there till like 8 years old, but that's where I kind of like seen all the drug dealers and shit with the dope whips and shit, dookie chains and shit like that. Seen all that type of action. Then my mom's moved me. She had got a house in Phil's Corner. You know what I'm saying? She moved me to Phil's Corner, and she moved me like directly in the hood. I mean, the middle of the hood. You go left, it was like kind of like the middle class folks. You go right, you go down to Geneva Ave. That's where all the gangsters were. You know what I mean?
And you say your mom, so single mom?
Single moms. You know there was 6 of us in there. So when I, moved down to Phil's Corner, that's when I like indulged in the streets. I joined the gang and shit. So my older brother, he was like his early teens, you know what I mean? So when he was hitting the streets, he had to take me with him. So I was just with him, watching everything, just absorbing shit, just you know what I mean?
So you were engulfed in it at a young age, almost as like a tag-along position. What age did you actually start getting active?
So when we moved to Phil's Corner, he was off doing other shit because he got a little older than me. So I joined the gang around there. R&DP, you know what I mean? Real niggas don't play. So we was young. Back in the days, it wasn't like we started off with enemies. So we just was like destructive little kids and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to initiate, we probably put Molotov cocktails and shit, go throw it at the train station, busting people's windows and shit like that. It's just little shit, think we was tough, you know what I mean?
And kind of weed out the people who you could see if someone's really about it. Yeah.
So that's how it really happened, you know what I mean? Back in the days in Phil's Corner, it was crazy gangs. It was gang here, gang on this street, gang on this street. So when you go down the street, it was motherfuckers back in the days that was trying to rob kids for their sneakers and shit. Take your sneakers, take your pants, do all types of shit. You know what I mean?
The whole sneakers hanging on the telephone wire thing.
Certain blocks, so we used to get chased a lot. You know what I mean? Certain dudes I was with, they used to run, and I ain't like that shit. I used to be the only nigga I didn't want to run, want to fight back. You know what I mean? I want to fight back.
Talk to me a little bit about like in school at that age. Did any like street things carry over into school? How did you do in school? Were you dropping out? What were your grades? Get into.
So when I moved, that's when I really like got into the streets heavy with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? He introduced me to the niggas he hang with. They down on Corbett and Hopkins Street. You know what I mean? I was like 12, 13. And how I got down with them niggas, like they was rapping and shit. So I just sent them a rap. They was like, yo, little nigga's nice. And I was 13 years old. I went over there. And when I got over there, it was just straight initiation time for me, like proving myself. They had me doing all types of shit, like, you know what I mean? Robbing people, beating people up. I was doing crazy shit just to be like showing them. I was a bad student, man. I got kept back like 3-4 times, honestly.
What was it mainly? Not going? Just not fights?
Like 7th grade, I can say I was a class clown. You know what I mean? So I failed 7th grade. You know what I mean? So when I went back to 8th grade, when I went to 7th grade again, all my peers and my friends was in 8th grade. That's like embarrassing. They're laughing at me.
And obviously, from what I know of you now, what you're doing now, you're not a stupid person. It just seems like you just weren't very interested in school like that.
Concentrating on it like too much because I was, you know what I'm saying, probably with the wrong crowd thinking of stuff that I shouldn't be thinking of. You know what I mean?
So instead of trying to get like straight A's, you wanted to be the funniest dude in class. You wanted to get everybody to laugh.
I think
your focus.
Before I really hit the streets, you know what I mean? For the other comedian class clowns, and I got kept back. So the next year is when I probably was just embarrassed to keep, you know what I mean, going to school. Like skip school that whole year, I failed again. Then I was like, what I'm going to do? So they sent me to alternative school.
Okay.
And it was at a Boys and Girls Club. It was like a gym. We had classes in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I went to an alternative school. It was pretty much in like a teen center, and they had a
Same
gym.
shit.
They had weights, a basketball court,
Same shit.
and all of that. So when you weren't going to school, I take it you weren't just going home and chilling. What were you doing?
I was out hitting the block. See, I mean, I was 13. I was just still probably being a little street dummy, just skipping school, smoking weed, doing shit like hanging in people's cribs. So at the time, I was hanging with my older cat. He's like, he was 17 when I was 13. And he was selling drugs, you know what I mean? But he was just teaching me the ropes. I was just with him every day, watching him stack 1,000. You know, back in the 90s, it's like you had to either be official to be out there on the strip with older cats out there, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
or what would happen? Dudes would try to...
Niggas would take your pack, tell you to get the hell off the block, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it was the older cats I was with that was official, that, you know what I mean? Like, yo, he good. So I used to be out there doing my 1-2. Like, growing up in the hood where we was from, you had to take turns and stuff. So we had, like, so many, you know, customers coming through the neighborhood. So it's like, if 6 or 7 dudes is out there pumping, it's like,
right.
Okay, we take turns. It's your turn, who's next? You know what I mean? So it's, you know what I'm saying? The hardest. So I started doing that until 15. Buying my own stuff, you know what I'm saying? I used to be buying, like, food all day, my own weed, sneakers, clothes, doing stuff, and taking my girl out doing stuff. But I still had to keep it under wraps from my mom's, you know what I mean? So that, you know what I mean? Come in, take my clothes off, put it somewhere, put it at my friend's house, come home with the same dirty clothes, you know what I mean? And it's like never no indictments, never no nothing. It's not like that today, it's ghost town, you know what I mean? But this is the 90s shit. So I did that for a couple of years. Still fucking up in school, still getting kept back, you know what I mean? But I graduated though. And that's crazy how I graduated. After all this, I'm getting arrested in school. I'm robbing people in school, getting arrested, catching cases, and I'm still graduating. My first case was at 13. We was out there robbing crackheads and stuff, you know what I mean? There was so many in our neighborhood, flooded everywhere. We didn't care if we probably robbed 10 of them or 15 of them. So it'd be times like we fall off our feet, we fucked up, we can't re-up, we can't do nothing, we just hurting, you know what I mean? Somebody walked down the street, it's like, nigga, give me we just did that. So much, I got bagged up, you know what I mean?
What ended up happening? Did you have to go to juvie at that time?
Dog, I ended up getting probation for that. I ended up getting 2 years probation for that.
You pled out, I take it?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I pled out to that.
2 years juvenile probation. How did that go?
That was back then. Was you around when they used to come in the crib? Detectives used to come in your crib for curfew?
No.
And stuff?
No, I didn't have. I didn't have that when I was on juvenile probation.
So when I was on the probation, I had curfew, and I'm saying 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock curfew and stuff. For the bracelets, they used to have like detectives come in your crib.
Every night?
Every night. They come in 9 o'clock.
Make sure you were there?
Big white boys coming in with the vests and shit.
Damn.
They come, check your mom, make sure you in the house, talk to her, make sure you in the crib. So that was rough. Summer nights, I used to be like, yo, Mom, can I go back outside?
But you made it home every night?
I made it home.
And you completed the probation without any issues?
Yep, and I completed it.
This wasn't the school incident though, right?
This wasn't the school incident. No,
was that the next one?
And so that's why I got a subsequent. And I got the subsequent for it. Took this dude out down the street, you know what I mean? Ran in his pockets type shit. Held him up in all his pockets, took all his money. I don't know how we thought he was getting away with that. He was in the school, you know what I mean? He wasn't even like that. Undercovers came the next morning in school, arrested me in school and got me out of there and stuff. And it's funny because I was the only one who got arrested. The dude who set it up and held him up and said everything and had me go in his pockets, they didn't even charge him for that. You know what I mean?
So did they give you another shot at probation?
So right then and then.
Did you beat it?
They was about to send me up for 2.5. My mom's is in the court. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Mom, but you know what I mean? She's in the court like kind of like
all the moms.
Like trying to hang me, like he don't listen, he don't come in the house, he don't do that. Damn. Yeah, it's like, Yana, like we should, you know what I'm saying? I think 2.5 years is boom, boom, boom.
Damn. I
don't know, man. By the grace of God, I came back out from the lunch break. They was just like, we just gonna give you another a year probation.
And this was again year. A plea.
This is in East Boston now. So now I finished the case. They had me go downstairs to the probation officer, right? I get a probation officer, but they's like, yo, do you want to get a probation officer in Dorchester, close to where you at? So you got to keep coming here all the way to East Boston. And I was like, hell yeah, like, you know what I mean? Let's do that. There's like, all right, we're going to transfer you. You're going to get a letter in 2 weeks. And when you get the letter, you know what I'm saying, probation officer says you go down there and check and do all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that 2 weeks turned to a year. Another 6, 8 months. I'm getting pulled over now, thinking I got the warrant.
Wow.
Never got arrested. But I'm saying I was getting pulled over type shit.
Okay. How do you think you managed to? You think you were just getting smarter, being like in the streets since a young age that you was able to escape getting arrested,
when I was
or you just?
I guess before I came here, I had to think to myself, man. I swear it had to be like music.
Okay.
And just like always thinking, and yeah, trying to be smarter than the average. Kind of like real trying to be smart.
You were doing music at the same age all this was
I've
going?
been doing music since I was 9 years old the whole time. You know what I mean?
Okay, the whole time.
Yeah.
So that you think that played a part in like, okay, if you're in the studio, you can't be getting arrested.
Not
if
really,
you're home writing.
Not really so much as that. I guess it was like maybe the times where I was in the studio when things really popped off, and it was like by a blessing I was just not there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like always when I be at the studio and I go to the show and I'm always missing certain things. I'm like,
right.
And I look back at it now, hindsight, like maybe it was a blessing, a calling, like to just maybe you need to focus on that because you're always by the skin of your teeth, like you know what I mean?
Right. That could have been you. Maybe that got because there was something happened with me one time when I was locked up for like 2 weeks. And my boys had caught like a more serious case. And I'm like, well, damn, I probably would have been there if I was. And it was only locked up for two weeks. So I'm real big on everything happening for a reason. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we may never know the reason, you know?
Facts.
So that's juvenile. Is that your last juvenile case that you caught?
My last juvenile case.
Those two or?
Yeah, I think that was.
That was it?
That was my last juvenile case.
You ended up graduating high school?
East Boston, though, like, they had a program. It's a miracle, too. Like,
so you end up getting your diploma from East Boston High School?
Yeah.
Okay. Through a program?
In the way I got it through a program. It was from 8:15 to 11:15. Only from Monday to Thursday. 4 days of school. And on Thursday night, they send us a package home. We do our Friday homework, then we bring it back Monday. So that's the year I got my shit together. I'm like, come on, 3 hours of school?
Right.
I still got time to go to do that, hit the block. I can hit the block by 12 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
And I'm about like 17 at that time, so I'm like, I'm already hanging with the older guys, so it's like, it's perfect for me to just get my shit together. I did that the first year. Aced the first year. So like, I'm cool. Next year, I swear to God, I'm like 19, almost going on 20. Because I was getting kept back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting old now. Yeah.
So I'm like 18. Right. Dog, the principals made another program for niggas. Shit. We so old, they like, dog, y'all ain't even got to come the whole year.
Right.
Just come pick up your package of homework on Mondays and just stay out the whole week and you can go get a job and do everything else. So my 12th grade year, I didn't even go to school but once a day to go pass in my homework. I got my diploma, they mailed it that September.
So fresh out of high school now, what's your mind state? What's your vision at the time? What are you thinking? You just saying like, all right, I'm done with that now 24/7 on the streets?
We just 24/7 on the streets with it. Just trying, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to trap it out, just sitting on the thing. I was rapping, but I wasn't that type of rapper that's always like spitting to everybody, you know what I mean? Okay. So I'm hanging with my older dude. He just did 10 years. He just did 10 years of state, whatever. He came home, started hanging with me. He clicked to me and stuff. And then, you know, I just like, I spit a rhyme for him after like 6 months of hanging with him. He was like, dog, like, nigga, like you crazy, like this whole time. So he was like, yo, I know my dude, you know what I'm saying? He got hood money. You know what I'm saying? He got cake. I'm going to introduce you to him, and maybe y'all can do something. At the time, you know what I'm saying, he's a street dude. He got, you know what I'm saying, 100K type shit. He don't know what to do with the money. But he comes, he fucks with me. I kick my shit. He's like, dog, I want to invest in you. At first, he wanted to be like my manager. Okay. But I was on my independent stuff back then, you know what I'm saying, growing up to like No Limit, Master P, like, bro, we should start a label. So he's like, word? I'm like, yo, we can get paid that way. You know what I'm saying? Boy, yo, he went out and bought me $16,000 worth of equipment. The next week, polished the floors in somebody's apartment, put the studio up in there, hired an engineer. We came up with a name, logo, and we started moving. Okay. Signed the contract. So it was like an independent from the record deal I had.
So what were you doing? Pressing albums, CDs?
So CDs and stuff. So by the time like when G Unit came out too.
Oh yeah, that was heavy on the mixtapes.
Mixtapes in the hood.
Barbershops.
I go get a beat CD. 20 beats, out of the whole 20 beats, I probably do like 17 of them beats.
Now, what was you do? Was you selling them off the rip, or was you trying to hand them out to get your stuff around?
So my whole thing with my CEO at the time was he had some money, so he was all like, yo, we're not about to just put a bunch of CDs out. I'm going to bring superstars to town. I'm a book G Unit. I'm going to book these people, and I want you to perform in front of them. Build your buzz up, put you on the radio, perform, get your name out there, and then whatever I do come out of my company is going to be barcode, plastic, because we trying to make money. So I'm just going to push you out there and do that. You know what I mean?
So you opened up pretty much for G Unit?
Yeah, G Unit.
That's dope.
Cameron. I went on tour with B2K.
Did you get to meet all these guys?
Yeah.
Nice.
Went on tour with B2K twice, you know what I mean? Concerts, like this is back then before social media type shit.
Biggest personal accomplishment as far as the rapping goes?
Performing at those big arenas, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, and performing. Okay. And you ever heard of Ryan Leslie? Yeah. We was label mates at once, you know what I'm saying? I cut records with him and stuff like that, and he's like a musical genius. Taught me a lot, you know what I'm saying? So just being around him, learning how to craft records and create type records I did back in the days. You know what I mean?
Like that, you're obviously passionate about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, when did you expect to start making like money off of that at that time? And what was the best way to make money off of, was it booking the shows?
Yeah. So like I'm saying, I did put out a CD eventually. I put out a CD like 2 years after that, and I started making money.
Okay.
But majority too, a lot of people in my hood would just take the CDs and let it travel everywhere. Like everybody, I need it, like, something to get a dub of that. It just was spreading everywhere type shit. You know what I mean?
What do you think the biggest difference is today in the music game as far as what direction to go? If like if an artist up and coming wants to make money, is it trying to get your YouTube popping? Is it trying to do the shows? Album sales is not really what it used to be.
Not really what it used to be. I mean, so basically it's the same formula that my CEO had back in the days. You basically got to like create a demand for yourself.
Right.
If you don't got a demand for yourself, it's hard to sell anything. Right. You know what I mean? So whatever that takes to create a demand, you got to know how to market things. You got to know how to brand yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes people be like not branding themselves or who they are and try to bring in people. That's why a lot of people don't have fans. A lot of up and coming local artists don't have fans because they just focus on, let me just share the video, share this, but they don't open up to their fans, get people to grow with them. So
build that personal brand. You're the brand. I get what you're saying. Let people know your character. Stuff
Once
like
people
that,
grow
your
to love you,
personality. Because a lot of the music does sound similar too. So, but it's like, oh, I know this dude. I like this dude. They start to build that. You know what I mean? That connection.
It's the same way before social media. Like back in the days, we had the magazine Source Awards, right?
Yep.
And we read the article about somebody, right? And then we like, yo, I actually like this dude after that. He just sold himself to me. Now, like I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Okay. So I would just say people can just brand themselves, and like once you start to brand yourself, people love you. Whatever you put on the market, it's gonna sell. People are gonna eat it up.
Now, as an adult, did you end up getting in anything with the law? After high school, you're still in Boston at this time, correct?
So, I'm still doing shit. So now I kind of like leave the heart alone. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. I don't know why I started leaving it alone a little bit. I dabbled in the weed.
Okay, so this is different clientele. Different clientele, whole different amount of pressure.
I was selling weed for like 7 years the whole time. You know what I mean? I got a paid lawyer for the weed case. Yeah, he was rolling like, yo, bro, it's just weed. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean?
Whatever. That's just my freedom.
$1,200 for the case. You know what I mean? So the first time I was just probably on the block, just got a fresh pack. They just pulled up, arrested me for it. I think I just got probation for that, 6 months probation. Then the second time, I had like 18 bags of weed on me bagged up. State troopers got me. But this time, this case was a little bit more serious here because I ran from them, you know what I mean?
In the car? They pulled you over? What happened?
He's like, you know what I'm saying? Get back in the car. I'm like, fuck that. Mom's crib right there. I tried to stuff my weed. I had like mad gold chains on me. So pants kind of baggy. So I tried to run around the building right there on Morton Street by Walgreens. I'm running behind the building. He's like, freeze, I was one of them. Stuffing my weed. I get around the corner. There's like some workers back there, painters and stuff. I threw the weed over the fence. So basically, boom, 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 like 50 cars came. Boom, boom, boom. They got me for subsequent evading the police, school zone and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I'm like, okay. That's when I got the lawyer, I think. Okay.
And what ended up what happened with that case? Because second and subsequent, that's actually what I got indicted for, because that's an indictable offense was the second sub. And I didn't even know at the time. My first was a weed, my second was the coke, but it's a controlled substance, so it wouldn't have mattered. Which I didn't even, I'm out there hustling thinking I know. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't even. Like exactly, and it didn't matter. It was a controlled substance. Crazy. So you get the paid lawyer though. That's a big difference.
And that's when I know how the court. That's when I started to figure out how the court system works.
Talk about it.
Know and what type of money. It's not always like that, but when you got some similar bullshit cases like that, I guess you can pull strings type shit. Okay. So the dude I got, I guess he was like a mafia dude. He came in the courthouse, pinstripe suit, slick hair. You know what I mean? He's like
looking the part.
He's like, yo, DA likes me. She'll take out for lunch. Watch this. Like, you know what I mean? They came back. He's like, that's what they're going to do. They're going to give you 6 months unsupervised supervision. Unsupervised probation.
And was that your last time dealing with the system?
Caught assault and battery after that. Okay. And I caught a gun charge after that.
Okay, so that's a little bit more serious.
And I still beat that motherfucker too. I'm living down south now. Before I didn't get to that part when I went down south.
Okay, so yeah.
So I'm living down south and shit. So I used to be back and forth type shit.
And when you say down south, for the people that don't know, you're talking about where?
South Carolina.
Okay, what city?
Greenville.
Okay.
Greenville, it's like upstate. It's
okay,
like,
I don't know.
That's right next to Atlanta. It's probably like an hour and 30 minutes next to Atlanta.
Okay.
Shoot right there, you know what I mean? So I'm down there, but you know, I'm down there in the hood, the same thing I'm up here. Built my own hood, you know what I mean? Niggas and everything down there, because, you know, family and shit. But things is slow as far as like how I'm getting my money.
Okay.
I don't want to step on too many toes, so I'm coming back and forth to get money.
Okay.
Come back up here, get money for like 2-3 weeks, go back down there with the money, do my shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So one time I came back up. I just flew into town, go to the trash spot, my boy spot. You know what I mean? I get up in there. As soon as I get up in there, my boy come up in there. You know what I mean? He come in there like, yo, niggas got smooth with these kids down there type shit. Boom, boom, boom. Last night niggas was boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Pulled out the Jimmy. You know me, like, damn, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this shit, you know what I mean? This shit nice. Like, what niggas was doing, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Next and that. Next you know, doom, 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 doom. And I'm like, and my man was on the bed, the other dude who lived there in the trap, you know what I mean? He's laying on the bed, and he's like, so I just, boom, 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 like, doom, 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 whatever. The dude who, whatever, he goes to the door, and was like, hello? The motherfuckers played us, yo. They was like, well, they played him.
Police?
Yeah, they was like, yo, we got a complaint about a dog. Y'all got some dog making noise or something like that. You know what I mean? And the dude was like, a dog. Like, open the door. Right. Police.
Oh.
Came up in there. Like, you know what I mean? They had a
But this was Boston police, so you're back. Okay.
On Corbin Street, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They had a drug raid for my man, you know what I mean? Certain drug warrant. Actually, boom, I'm sitting in the chair just like, you know what I'm saying? Structured just like this. So you can see like the whole inside of the thing. So I'm sitting there, they come in, you know what I mean? Boom, 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 get my man and stuff. They searching us up type shit. Have me and my dude go in the kitchen, lock us, I'm saying, put us in cuffs. We both there, my other dude. They talking to the other dude. Next thing you know, they come out, we found a gun. We found a gun. You know what I'm saying? We just like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That they come out, they try to play that good. They come out like, yo, whose gun is it? We both ain't saying shit. They like, yo, if y'all ain't friends, y'all both don't love each other. It's like, y'all ain't friends. Because if you're going to let him go down for a net, this young gun just know that, try to trick us up. Be like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We both ain't saying nothing.
Yep.
I just came into town, though. You know what I mean? I had my plane ticket on me type shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they take me in the bathroom. I'm like, dog, I just came into town. Now, what you talking about, my nigga? Like, could you prove it? I'm like, dog, got my plane. I just got my pocket right here. We went in there, just like, go back in the room.
Wow.
So we sitting there. They just back there talking. You know what they did?
Wow.
They thought I was going to be the weaker link.
Oh, yeah. They thought you were going to tell?
They was like, it's his. Didn't put him in. I'm like, oh, come on.
Wow.
Like, come on. Like,
Right.
Like, how's it his? And I had no proof. What are you talking about? So they got me in cuffs. They're like taking me downstairs and stuff like that. They was like, it was under his seat. Wow. Then when I told you that, when it came in, I already know I passed it to him. You know what I mean? I already did. You know what I mean?
You don't, yeah.
And how they gonna see it under my seat? It had been plain sight. So when y'all searched me up in the first, y'all didn't just see the shit right there. It was plain sight. Come on, it just made that up.
Right.
So at the time, I didn't know about, you know what I mean, what they were trying to do type shit.
Yeah.
So do all that shit. Basically, how I beat that case is, when I went to court, I showed the judge and said that I had the ticket. I mean, the plane ticket.
Right.
So the cop was like, we don't really got nothing on him.
Right.
For him, the drug warrant, it's not his crib, not his residence. He got planned that he just came into town.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That could be anybody's.
Like, cops was like, we don't really got nothing.
Now, what happened? They arrested you. Did you have to bail out? Like that day that happened?
So that's what the whole thing was. Let me get real with you, dog. You know what I mean? So all these cases that I was going through and shit with that case, they set me up big time with this case. And I'm just happy to get out. So when I was inside the cell, right? When I'm inside the cell talking to this dude, like, yo, bro, I ain't even on the job. Y'all bullshit. Y'all trying to frame me. Y'all trying to set me up type shit. My other man for the drug warrant, he's in the other cell. He's Haitian. The cop is Haitian too. You know what I mean? Hood and Haitian type cop. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Dog, he's looking in my eyes. He's like, yo, by the way you're talking, dog, I've been doing this shit forever. And I can tell, like, you probably ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? So he's like, hold on. He went to my man's cell. Started talking in Creole to my man, you know what I mean? And then he came back out. He's like, yo, this is what I'm going to do to you. He's like, I'm going to let you on your own personal recognizance because this we really had the evidence. But here's how it's going to go. We're going to do ballistics on this gun. If it comes back with your prints on it, you're going to get a summons. It's your gun. If it comes back with no prints, you're still going to get summoned. Okay. Because now we got to figure out whose gun it is. Right. So either way, you're going to get a summons in this court. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do you a favor because I know you and your family probably ain't get you no money to do this shit. So I'm like, all right, word. I walked walked back around the hood. You know, this is like boom, boom. But I knew that he did that to see if I was going to be the weaker link to be like, yo, it was him, it wasn't mine. You know what I mean? To see the weaker link type. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? My man who it was, he had 3 strikes on him already, so we knew not to let him go up for it. You know what I mean? My dude who had the drug raid, he just took it. So
now, talk to me about the whole move to South Carolina. When did that happen? Why did it? I know you mentioned family.
That was kind of like right after high school too. Like the record, you know what I'm saying? The record deal I had, the record shit, that was like for like 3 years. We kind of like bumped heads and kind of fell out. And then after that, I'm like, let me figure out how to like keep this music going and stuff. And I always grew up to like South music. My you know what I'm saying, my parents are from the South, from Carolina, and I always just like I was like, I'm gonna just go down there and figure out how to chase the music down there. You know what I mean?
And how long did you do that for down there?
I stayed down there for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, I stayed down there for 10 years.
So you must have met a lot of people. You did shows, everything same
just
thing.
Doing music, but not like really. Dog, just still caught in the streets, my nigga. Like still the street life. Like still just keep coming back.
Because you know bills got to get paid and stuff too. You know, music is not a quick turnaround. Like as far as financially,
you know, things
what I
is
mean?
lower down south, so I'm getting it, trying to bring it back up, flipping back and doing shit like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I'd have just stayed playing it down there, focused more and more on that, but I kept running back, being involved with the streets and stuff and doing shit like that. You know
when did it get to the point where you wanted to just put all that behind you, the hustling, the going back and forth, or
all this entrepreneurial stuff didn't start till 2012, my nigga. At 9 years old, I was to be pumping gas at the gas station. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'd be down there, you know, we used to have like a little system, be like 3-4 kids out there every summer hustling. Cars pull up, like, yo, can we pump your gas, give us some spare money? So they give us like $1 or $2 from that. So I was doing that at 9 years old.
So you always had an eye for the grind. Why do you think that is, that you always grind so rigorously, it seems like?
My father, my pops.
Your father?
My pops is like that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
My pops is just, you know what I'm saying, he's the type of dude that just always, he was the type of dude that he pull up in the neighborhood, he pull out money and all the kids run to him. He buying ice cream for the whole neighborhood, you know what I mean? So that's the type of pops I had. Always fancy cars, always nice cars, leather suits on, gold chains on, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's all I remember my pops was. So then he used to keep game to me, like pick me up, take me on long rides to New Hampshire, get fish sandwiches, just for a fish sandwich.
Right. Anything that still sticks with you today?
He just to be like, man, just always not be too selfish, but I'm not giving you this money to go smoke with your friends outside and you being everybody clinging to you and trying to use you for the money because your father got the money. You know how we see like in the neighborhood, we see a dude with the money, everybody trying to make him buy the weed, make him buy the liquor, make him get all his clothes and stuff. He was just teaching me like, learn how to stand up for yourself. Don't be the follower. You know what I mean? Don't be the follower in the neighborhood type shit. So that's how I always was like moving in and out. Like I'm in the hood, but I come drop a pack off, in and out, moving out. I do my thing, hit my nigga. You know what I mean?
Seems like you always has multiple streams of income, which kind of brings me to now too. You're a man of many hats. You know, you have multiple streams of income. Is that something that you do on purpose? You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket?
So like, I read books and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Once I started learning stuff, like 2012, I figured just leave the streets and leave the drug aspect alone. I can just do the same thing that I'm doing with the drugs, with selling my clothing, my brand. Like I told you about branding yourself, like that's what I learned. I tried to master how to brand myself. Right. So I figured out, I said, let me like always focus on the music. Let's brand who I am first. Yeah. And that's comes with a lot of content. If you know what I mean, just pumping out a lot of content, pumping out how I feel, showing my day-to-day life, what I eat, and certain things like that.
So when did you get that knack for the social media for creating that brand? Was it something right away when Facebook dropped? You're like, yo, this is what I'm going to do?
To promote you and everything else will follow. So once I learned how to promote myself, and then when I drop product out there, everybody start eating it up. Gotcha. Or when I say, yo, I got a video shoot, who's coming? Like 40 people are like, I'm trying to come. And I'm like, oh shit, I got a niche. I got people that's following me. It's like a cult. Like I got like 40 women that's representing my brand. They all screaming my name, and it's like, oh shit, I got something. You know
and that's
what I mean?
An organic following, which a lot of people can't build. You know what I mean?
And that's the way I kind of like transition. Okay, people ain't selling records like that. How can I incorporate my brand and make some money out of it, and it still have to align with the music? You know what I mean? You've been to jail a lot. You say you've been to prison and stuff. So basically, you're like branding your life, and so
and that's what it is. It's me, fitness. It's pretty exactly, and that's why that's what Built For It TV is. Exactly. That's me. That's everything that I do, and that's the best way to brand something is to brand yourself, because can't nobody be a better branding Grindz than branding Grindz. Like I could try to copy you, but I can never do it. But you can't be me. You know what I mean? Can't nobody be a better me than me. Can't nobody be a better you than you. And it's all about finding that.
And that's when you be real with yourself. Like once you figure like I don't care about what other people think of me, I'm in my own lane. You find yourself. that's when you can just go full.
Well, that's the big thing to get past is your pride and possibly being embarrassed because this is new. You're trying something new and you're putting it out there for everybody to see. They're gonna see you stumble. They're gonna see you fall.
Street dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let that affect me no more. Probably back in the days, we probably think, oh, that's corny. You got a job, you're working, doing that. Right. But look how many years we wasted. I don't see nobody with no property. I don't see nobody with no stores and stuff like that. People just maybe got out of jail, retired, got married, got the beer belly, you know what I mean? That's all my OGs and stuff. No disrespect, but dog, I was like, dog, we got to figure out how we going to get property, how we going to get land, how we going to get stores, buildings, so we can leave legacies for our children, you know what I mean? Right. We just ain't going to be sitting here dying on these blocks, and you know what I mean? So that's when I really like focus on.
Okay, talk to me about the clothing brand. You got 2 brands?
Extraordinaire Clothing and Van Allen.
Okay, which one was first? Why fashion?
I had a clothing brand before that.
Okay, so talk to me about the first one then.
So I had a movement 2012, Navy Gang music. And, and with that was Navy Gang, I put out merch. It was, you know what I mean? A lot of people was catching on to it. I was selling it. It was like the gang was too much. Certain people didn't want to wear the gang, even like my children and certain things and stuff. But once I figured like, yo, I got a niche for it, I need to come out with a brand that's just, it can sit in stores and you won't even think a rapper's behind it. It's just like Extraordinaire, something that flows. Like, you know what I mean? A cop can buy it. An old lady can buy it. Like all walks of life.
You don't want to box yourself in.
Exactly.
You know, to a certain demographic.
So I changed it up to Estrada. And Extraordinaire, that's derived from astrology. That's why astrology and extra extraordinaire. Extraordinaire. So
I got you like an extra.
I just flipped it and bounced it like that.
Oh, that's fire. You know I was wondering about that. Yeah, you know how you came up with that. And
I'm big on like astrology and people and how they act and how we connect with each other. You know what I mean?
So talk to like say someone that's something somebody wants to do. A lot of people might know what they want to do, but they don't know the how. Like, how did you do it? Did you start pressing shirts and just selling them that way? Did you mail them personally? Did you do? I know they have things that they like print as they're ordered.
No, I hooked up with a designer who pressed it. I started paying for my merch at first, and now I press my own stuff now. I just started doing that about 2 years ago. So
you invested into the press machine and all that.
Yeah, now I did. Okay. So back then I was just paying people to do it, just paying people, and then just off of my Facebook, off my social media, like. Okay. A lot of people.
And you would what, like mail it to them, meet the people in person? Like, what were the logistics?
I mean, everybody in person. You know what I mean? Just the experience of meeting with them and people get to meet me for a sec.
Right, yeah.
I ship stuff too. I've been
Makes it more personal.
Okay. I shipped a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Just doing that for years. And then
now the Van Allen one, talk to me about that.
That didn't come about till I had the store in the mall. You know what I mean? Okay. So, you know what I mean, I had the clothing store in the mall. And I was just like,
so tell the people that might not know where the store is at, man. What mall?
It was in the South Shore Plaza. Okay. You know what I mean? This was 2021, this 22. You know what I mean? So, you know, people probably, it was a Milano Leathers, you know what I mean?
All right.
Me and my guy was teaming up on it. So I had like a half of the store. You come in the store, this side of the half of the store was leather clothes, and the other side was like the whole Extraordinaire and shit.
So that was your guy who already had a store, and you wanted, or you talked about it before together, or he already had it?
He's just a millionaire. He's just a millionaire that seen my grind. You know what I mean? And when I was in there, he just like, yo, bro, I don't even really eat off this money that you're giving me for this rent. Right. Because it's so high. Mm-hmm. I just want to see you win because I watch you. You're going to be rich one day. Like, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
And I just want to
That's a good feeling.
Give you this lane, you know what I mean?
That's a good feeling to have people that believe in you that much that they're willing to invest.
And he gave my first experience of trying to run a store, you know what I mean? Like, I ran that whole store for almost about 6, 7, 8 months. Okay. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But yeah, going back to that, I just had so much space inside the store. Gotcha. I guess I just wanted to keep making up. Let me just put another clothing brand in here. Okay. At first, I'm like,
what's the difference between the two?
It kind of coincides. So you ever heard of the Van Allen belt? The Van Allen belt around, you know what I mean? The radiation belt and stuff like that. Okay. And it deals with astrology too. So
I mean vaguely, but yes, I heard of it. I don't know about it, but I know of it.
I just flip it and bounce it. Okay. I mean, Van Allen.
So why astrology? Is that something you're big into?
Because like growing up in high school and stuff, though, I used to always get the newspaper, the Metro, and I used to always look at the horoscope. And I used to always read my horoscope, and I used to always identify what I'm going through, what I went through. Okay. And I didn't, to the point, I used to look at everybody else's stuff and analyze, like, that's what my brother's going through. That's what my mother's going through. Like, I swear, I can see that this is making sense. So I was always big on astrology and all types of stuff like that. You know? Okay.
Now the clothing thing, was that strictly business? Is it something that you're passionate about? You seem to have a good sense of fashion. You know what I mean? What was up with that? Was that just always kind of?
I feel like you can't be selling clothes and being a clothing designer if you never was like fly. If you never was that type of person who loved getting fly, loved fashion. I always been like that. You know what I mean? Okay. Since a kid,
hustling, all that it comes with it too.
My pops always told me. He told me, even when you broke, always dress fly.
Okay.
He's like, if you looking broke, would anybody want to give you a loan? You look like you can't pay it back anyway. He's like, dressing good is always going to lead to three things: a job, opportunity, or a girlfriend. It can only benefit you.
Right.
So I always kept that, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and they say too, a lot of times is like dress for who you want to, like already dress that way. Exactly. If you want to be like in the boardrooms and stuff, wear the suits, dude. You'll become that. So that's important for sure.
So I always had a net for fashion. And that's what I love about like selling clothes. Like just the fact that I just know that I designed something and I see somebody wearing it and they love it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I did that.
Now you're also pretty philanthropic, I'd say too, with the clothes. You sometimes give away some of your clothes to the homeless. Is that what it was?
So like,
or was it food? You were doing something, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm a philanthropist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I tried to do the nonprofit thing. I just didn't get my 501c yet.
Okay.
So I called myself having a nonprofit, and I started that about 4 or 5 years ago.
And what's the 501c? That's just like a
501c is just a certificate where you can start to be on books. You can get the grants and the loans, and they help you do it big on a bigger scale. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's
so
good.
My
That's
whole
good
thing,
to know all that stuff.
My whole thing was I'm trying to just build my own portfolio up to the point where I've done a lot of stuff on my own, and then when I find the investor, and it's like boom, boom, boom. But I figure I'm gonna get the 501c. It's more easier. Like once I get the 501c, my events are gonna just skyrocket.
That's dope. Have you ever done any like a fashion show, like a runway thing? Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
I've done a lot.
You have?
I've done a lot of fashion shows. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I did one about, what was it, last year? Yeah, I did my own fashion show last year.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So I got called out to a lot of fashion shows, like for my brand to be in it. But as far as like me throwing my own fashion show, I threw my own fashion show last year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. You got anything like that coming up? You plan on
just getting back into it. Like you said, I'm all over the place with all these things I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean?
But they're all you're sowing these seeds, right? Everywhere. But eventually it's all gonna come home.
It's all gonna come back.
Come to whatever.
So I'm getting back into the fashion, the music, getting back into throwing showcases and everything.
Talk to me about the latest music you got going out. You working on an album? The videos is coming. I saw you've been dropping videos.
Got the mixtape coming, Trapping Up North. You know what I mean?
Trapping Up North. Do you have a release date for that?
Not no release date yet, but I'm probably banging out maybe first quarter. First quarter definitely is coming. I got 100 videos on YouTube now, so if anybody go check it out, just type in Brandon Grindz and stuff. But I love videos.
You got anything you got coming out soon for a video? I know you just had one come out
a couple weeks ago. Shoot. See, I'm in the booth right now cooking up. So I mean, I got a few tracks dropping stuff, and I got a few blog sites that's behind me too. So you about to see some work. You know what I mean?
Okay,
definitely.
So what's the best way to people to follow you in your movement? Is it to add you Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Yep, Instagram, Brandon Grindz. I ain't know Twitter is heavy. I don't think I got my Twitter up running, but definitely Instagram and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Just type in Brandon Grindz. You know what I mean? You can just follow me that way. I keep people updated every day, all day. You know what I mean?
So what keeps you so motivated now too? And I know we had talked months ago when you wanted to wait to come on here till things was really rolling, and now I've seen it get to. What's your motivation behind all that?
My motivation is just, man, like, I guess my motivation really came from besides the music. My motivation came from like when I give back.
Giving back.
Like when I'm giving back, I just feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm here for something. Like, you know what I'm saying? God called me here, purpose. I have a meaning and stuff. So for me to continue to be able to be this person, I got to keep going hard. Like, you know what I mean? I got to be the person that's going to go take the hit for everybody. I got to step on the front line, work extra harder to be able to sustain my lifestyle, people around me, my community, and certain things like that. You know what I mean? So that's what people be like, oh, manifestation. Manifestation is you putting hard work behind the manifestation, I say. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where my motivation comes from, is just trying to just like be the best I can. And just for my family and, you know what I mean, for my people.
Say like I'm a young dude, right? 16, 17. Why should I buy like a lawnmower or a printing press as opposed to going picking up that pack that my boy's trying to put in my hands?
Because for one, you ain't gonna have the laws sweating. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look over your shoulders. You know what I mean? Running from the police, catching cases to maybe set you back 10 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it just feels better to know you're making an honest living of something that you created without needing a 9 to 5, without needing somebody to tell you when to move, tell you when to go to lunch, go to work break. The independence of it is a good feeling. You know what I mean?
Now, would you say the entrepreneurship is for everybody, or does it take us?
It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody.
Why? Talk about that.
Because it's like
what comes with it.
It's like going to work. It's like taking the safe route. It's cool. So I go to do my 8 hours. At the end of the week, I know I'm good. My check is coming. An entrepreneur, it might be good for one day, and then it might be bad for 4 days, and then you still got to pay your bills. So you know what I mean. So it's extra. You got to put your mind to use. You got to really use your thinking cap. Now back in the days, like use your thinking cap, and it's like long nights. A lot of people don't want to be up long nights and do that. They want to drink. They want to go party. They want to go to the block. They want to play video games and stuff like that. Or they just, like you said, they just want to go to work. They don't want to take the time out branding yourself, getting out there pressing, selling stuff. So if you don't have the work ethic, it's not going to be for you.
Yeah, you really got to be built for it. And
built for it.
The risk reward though too, because it's like, yeah, you work in the 9 to 5, you kind of know what you're getting every week and all that, but there's a ceiling. Right, there's a ceiling. As an entrepreneur, there's no sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Ideally, it's the same time.
I'm glad you asked that. So, you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you always got to set goals like that. Like, where am I trying to be with my business in 5 years? Right. You always got to try to accomplish those, and that's how you get further. So I'm glad you asked me that. I mean, like, as far as, so I have the landscaping company, you know what I mean? I'm going to be having trucks. I feel like I'm going to have trucks. I'm going to have me a building.
Throw that out there, man. Where could they find you?
The clean
landscape. What do you
do?
What is
the clean team on Facebook. I do landscaping. I'm really about to just fall back and hire my employees. I got a few employees. Next season, I'll be having a bunch of trucks, employees, and payroll. Everything will be legit.
You think about doing snow removal in the winter?
Snow removal, all that. Painting, I do painting, snow removal, landscaping, gardening, cleanups and stuff like house cleanups and stuff like that. It's all under the one umbrella.
Yeah, and I'm whatever you have link wise, I'm gonna have the links in the description. Okay. Make sure everybody can have access to, you know what I mean, especially locally. Obviously, I mean YouTube is worldwide, but there's a bunch of people, Boston, Massachusetts area, watching, and definitely want to link that. But back to the 5 years from now, man. I just want to ask about the snow removal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
but you say you got the trucks, you got that going on. That's as far
as I mean, and that's just something I just want to set up on the side and keep running. I don't want to just be all in the field doing that. I'm setting that up because I still want to focus on my clothing brand and music and giving back. So like my main passion is the music. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I just want to just build my brand to the fact I just want to sell records. I want to be a household name up here or down south, wherever I go, be a household name selling records independently.
What about the clothing line? What about like how often does new merch drop? Like do you have a?
I'm back at it now, and you know what I'm saying. We opening up another store at Mattapan Square, and that's going to be open maybe like 3-4 weeks now. We in process.
A physical store.
Physical store. Another
Tell the people where in Mattapan Square that is.
It's so right across
the name of the store. All that.
It's called The Spot. Shout out to my bro Push the Spot. It's like directly across the street from Simcoe's in Mattapan. Like, you know what I mean, right across the street from it. Y'all gonna see it. Many of y'all people. So right now it's like a club, and it's gonna be a store. That's the whole catch. And right now it's a club. In the daytime, it's going to be the store. Okay. And a lot of people's coming through it right now, too. People are booking the venue out, like, almost every night.
Nice.
And, like, the whole city's been coming down there right now, my G. So
I'm looking forward to that.
It's perfect for us to have the store there. So we're just building up the store right now, pressing up all the merch, getting everybody ready for Christmas and everything. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, right across the street from Simcoe's.
When that opens, do you have like a plan, like a grand opening thing you got going on, or?
Yes, sir. The grand opening should be like December 4th.
I'm gonna definitely promote it, all that stuff. I'm gonna try. You know, I don't know when that is during the week.
It's and all right that. Around the corner too. So yeah.
What day of the week is it? I'm gonna definitely. I mean, maybe not. I don't know if I'll be able. I don't want to promise I can make it that day. But when it opens, I'm gonna definitely come through and show love.
I got some merch for you over there too, bro. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I appreciate got some merch for sure. What do you think was the biggest reason that you managed to stay out of like doing time and having to go to prison and all that? Because I wanted to bring you on because it's a different perspective. You know, exactly. I've had the people who've done the time and all that, but you know, some people can never complete a probation. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think was the biggest part of that? And if you could talk about that.
I mean, as I sat here and think to myself, I'm like, man, it had to have been like just a blessing, and more so me focusing on music. Even though like I didn't go full fledged because I was still dabbling in the streets. But I felt like if I didn't have no hope, like most of my friends and stuff, with like nothing to look forward to, I probably would have been out there every day, like trying to get active more because I ain't had nothing to look forward to.
Okay.
So me just having, and my kids too, like, you know what I mean? My kids down south, my family, being the breadwinner of my family, like I feel like I got to have responsibility.
Yeah, that'll do it for sure.
A lot of my dudes didn't have the 3 kids, or, you know what I mean?
You're responsible for someone else's life, not just your own now, too, and that's for sure.
So if I go to Boston and daddy go to prison for 2-3 years, my ladies down south, my kids, like, I'm kind of, you know what I mean? So I kind of like moved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. So
and I'm one of them dudes too that I always move with a female, like, too. I feel like,
okay. Because that can go both ways. You know what I mean? Females could be a downfall for a lot of men, but then again, the right one could be, like a cheat code.
Kind of like,
you know what I mean? Like,
kind of like the ones that get money too. So it's like I always slip through because I'm with the female. It's like if you're in a car with 4 niggas, they got guns in there. I get what you're saying. Over. But if I'm with the female, I could probably slide through and do the same things niggas is doing, but I got the female, you know what I mean?
It's not so much on it. Like, I feel like when you're with a bunch of dudes, there's always that crash dummy element.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
and I was never that crash dummy.
Yeah, and that's less if you're rolling with a female, anything like that. Man, before I let you go, I just got one more question, man. Say somebody is starting over from scratch. They just got out of jail or something, they coming home with nothing. What advice do you have as far as, making money? How should they make money?
Man, find your niche. Find something you love to do, something like your passion. You might can be an entrepreneur. You never know until you find your niche. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But if the entrepreneur side ain't in you, there's jobs hiring everywhere, my G. Like, it ain't back in the days where it's like felons couldn't get jobs or ain't not hiring. Like, there's temp agencies. When I try to like restart my life over, I went to the temp agency, bro. And those people there that just got out of jail too, like you said. Yeah. Like my main man, he got out doing for 4 years. And we was just working the temp jobs every day. You know what I mean? Right. Stacking his bread. He got his apartment. After that, getting on his wheels. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because you might need that. Even if you have visions to be an entrepreneur, it takes money to make money, right? Money. And you don't want to have to have that money, make it illegal, and then
I ain't never downplaying the 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like, that's what dudes be doing. Project Pack said it. A real nigga work a job before you fall off, or pull one with a mask or a sawed off. It's either one. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna just sit there broke. But my advice is just, man, just get out there and just try to like focus on a way where you ain't gonna be going back. You know what I mean? Right. But hey, man, some people just be going right back. You know what I mean? It's the only life we know. You know what I mean? Like, you come out, really like go back to the hood. People out there doing the same shit. You get sucked right into it. I seen it happen. Yeah. I seen dudes do 10 years, 8 years in and out the system. Come back, they doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, doing the same thing.
All right, bro. So his last chance to promote whatever you got going on all at once, man. You tell the people your clothing line, landscaping, where they can find you, all that, bro. It's your last chance to kind of whatever you want to get out there. The floor is yours, my guy.
Y'all go to YouTube right now. Y'all type in Brandon Grindz. Y'all should see all my videos and everything pop up. Y'all can see, all the videos pop up. Y'all go to Instagram, Brandon Grindz with a Z. Y'all type it in there. Follow me on there. Basically, stay in tune with my Facebook, because that's where I like do most of my networking, share my videos, my clothes, everything I'm doing from landscaping, my giving back. And I do a lot of giveaways, so you know what I mean? Just stay tuned, see if I'm doing a giveaway in your town somewhere, your area, and that's just it.
Right,
you know
man.
I mean?
Hey, I appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you having me, my G.
My man, Brandon Grindz.
And I'm Bobby Lucas over there. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this is the bounce back. It is what it is. What's next is what you make it. On that note, we're out, people. Thanks again, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.